It's beginning to look a lot like Scotland. Not really. I was going to start the video with that because it was supposed to be foggy and rainy this morning. And it's not. It's not even really that foggy, it's just kind of overcast. But close enough. I'll start the video with it anyway and bless you with my terrible singing. Hello. That's bright. Good grief. I normally don't... Oh, I forgot I parked up here. Jeez, come on, Lane, get your crap together. Normally I park over here, that's why I was walking that way. But, good morning, bus. Okay, crisis averted. I have changed it from 4K down to 1080. I think the camera overheated itself and shut off because I mean, just holding my hand next to it, it feels really hot. But anyway, it's time to go. I just missed showing you a few buses pulling out because of the camera, but whatever. Let's skedaddle. I'll stand on the brakes and see what the air does. It should go down, kind of level off, and then slowly start climbing. There it is. As long as it does that, you know it's okay. If it had any major leaks going on, it wouldn't be able to climb back up with you standing on the pedal like that. Let's not throw myself out of the seat, perhaps. And let's get at it. I did also notice when I looked at the GoPro just then, it's also down to half a battery, whereas my GoPro 9 would only be down to about 80-ish%. So yeah, this Mini is, apparently they're turning in here. This Mini is lighter and it feels a lot more comfortable to wear. But so far that's the only thing going for it. The battery life's not better. The overheating is definitely not better. Yeah. But we'll see how it goes. Holy cow, somebody has lost a load of trash in the street. It's not ideal. And to be honest, when I watch this video back, if it's too dark to see anything, I may end up scrapping the whole thing to begin with. So this video may never make it on air, to be honest. On air? My gosh, how old am I? On YouTube. You knew what I meant, but like, This is the other reason why I don't vlog at 5, 6 in the morning, because even with my coffee, I can't quite make my English work right. Oh, Lane, are you bilingual? Like, you're just... No, I'm not. I'm just an idiot. There's a difference. I do love how when I see other drivers' strobe lights, I like subconsciously always just check mine to make sure it's on. Alright, 4-lane divided highway. Get to play the fun game of trying to get across this. Because I need to go left. Go figure. Alright, clear right, clear. I'm actually gonna go. I hate this crossing right here. People come down this hill, that part's okay, you can see them. The part that'll really spice you is when you look to the right, that direction, there's kind of a blind curve with the tree line. So you're not going to see cars coming around that curve until it's almost too late. But the other part of that is because school buses have terrible acceleration and there's not enough room in the median to like go halfway and wait. Once it's clear to begin with and you start, you're committed. So you kind of have to just floor it and pray that nobody runs in your bumper. Not an ideal intersection to try and get across, but you know, it works ish. I've made it work so far. Construction zone. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. On that side of the road, they've been blocking up. Like, they'll have one lane blocked up for part of the day, then they'll swap it. And they've been digging up stuff in the median right here. I'm not sure if they're putting like a drain tile in, or that's what it looks like, is drain piping or something, but I don't know. I've also got an 18-wheeler behind me. You might want to take the left lane, my guy, because I gotta stop at this railway. As is the bane of every school bus driver's existence. If there's any other bus drivers watching, do you guys find yourself stopping at railways in your car just because you have a habit? Let's see if I can let this truck in. Do you guys, like, I can't tell you how many times I have come up to, come on truck, come on, come on. Alright, don't then, whatever. Like, I will come up to a railway in my pickup truck, whatever. And, like, I kid you not, I will throw the hazards on and stop at the railway. And then about 3 seconds into doing the whole thing, I'm like, suddenly it clicks, and I'm like, what am I doing? But I would rather do it in my car unnecessarily than forget to do it in a bus. You know what I'm saying? My gosh, it is dark out here. You ever get away from like the light pollution towards the city? Like, I can see some of it in the distance right there, but do you ever get out here in the county away from it and it's like, man, it's dark. Let me see if I can set my cruise. There. Will you do that? Yeah, that should be fine. I love how you can just see strobe lights up ahead of me. I'm like, oh, I know who that is. And behind me, I don't know if y'all can see it, but way back there I can see a strobe light. And weirdly, because I've driven this route for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months now, I can probably guess which buses it is. There is our competitor high school. Nice campus. Not terribly fond of them though, to be honest. I've been driving down the highway all morning long. I've been driving down the highway at 55 freaking miles an hour. That's why I like driving down the interstate, because the speed limit is 70. The bus governor tops out at 68. I'm like, well, perfect. I just literally throw my foot down and don't lift until I get either stuck in traffic or at an exit ramp. This bus has some decent power when it's, I mean, empty. Especially since the turbo got replaced. over the summer. I mean, it'll scoot. Again, empty. Naturally less so once I get a full load of high schoolers, but when you add 2 tons of weight, I mean, what do you expect? Alright, I gotta turn to the right just before this railway. Like, legitimately just before it. Like, I could open the window, make the turn, chuck something out the window and hit the railway kind of close. Can you see the turn lane yet? Ready? How about now? There it is. Definitely needs to be longer, but whatever. I'm not the one in charge of that. I just drive the bus. Now, this is the part of the video where I have to stop even. I just said start. I have to stop recording for student privacy reasons. So if the GoPro has enough battery after I drop off at the high school. Alright, welcome back. Had to stop at the board office for a second. But I have now dropped off everybody at the high school. So we will head back to the yard. Now, I'm very quickly figuring out that this mini GoPro is absolutely terrible of battery life. I have figured that out. Normally on my standard size GoPro 9, I could film the morning, film this, get done, get back to the yard, look at it, and it would be down about 46% after the entire morning. I've only just left the high school and this one's already at 34 or 35. So if it conks out before I make it back to the yard, I apologize, but I'll have to bring a battery pack or something next time. Portable charger, whatever you call them. Although actually, to be fair, there's a little phone plug right there. I guess I could try to use that. I think I've tried using that once and it didn't work, but that same iPhone charger also was kind of hit or miss. So I don't know if it was the actual charger or if it was that. I can give it a try and see what happens. And notice the way that car merged in front of me just then. They did it way up there, which left me a decent amount of stopping room. About 20 minutes ago, on my way to the high school, I was coming down a hill, trying to slow down, coming up to a red light, which is not, I don't know how to explain this unless you've been at that exact intersection. It's not an easy stop to do, especially when the light's red and you're trying to slow down coming downhill fully loaded towards it. But I had a car that was right, let me space this, right, watch this truck there. They were that far in front of me and he jumped over in front of me and slammed on the brakes coming up to that red light. He's lucky that I was paying attention and that I just have pretty decent reflexes, because I mean, I was standing on the brake. And this, you know, I've mentioned this before, the brake pedal on this bus is extremely stiff. So I'm like gripping the steering wheel, planting my foot as hard in the pedal as I could. And it just doesn't make sense to me, people that look at a bus or an 18-wheeler or just a large truck or something in general, and they think, yeah, they don't need stopping distance, right? I'll just cut them off for no reason. Like, if you cut me off and you get in the lane I'm in or whatever, but then you punch it and go, so like I barely even have to breathe on the brake pedal, that's still not okay, but it's tolerable. Whereas if you get over in front of me and just absolutely stomp on the brakes when you're, you know, me to that orange spray paint in front of me, like, you're... I cannot fathom the mind of a human that thinks that's a good idea. That is how you get the back half of your car disintegrated. Get around this construction so I can get out of this guy's way. If I had looked far enough around this post to see those barricades, I would have made the turn and stayed in the left lane. Normally I don't do that because it's one turn lane that feeds into two roadway lanes, so naturally, being a slow vehicle, I immediately go to the right so that faster people can go around me. But I didn't quite look far enough to see around this post and notice the sign there. So I just went to the right lane out of habit and was like, oh crap, I'm talking about cutting people off, and here I am about to have to merge over in front of somebody. I think that's God having a sense of humor. There's an old bus there. Old Bluebird. Since I've got school bus enthusiasts following me now, I'm sure some of you want me to go drive an old Bluebird, and if I get the chance to film it, I will. But I'll tell you right now, we don't have that many of them left. They're almost all gone, just because of their age. The way our bus fleet works is each year we order a batch of brand new buses from the manufacturer. In our case, Thomas. Everything in our fleet from 2012 onward is Thomas. There's a very long story of drama behind that, but it's a decision that I'm fine with. I very much like the C2, but anyway, so we order each year a new batch of buses from Thomas that they manufacture and Georgia spec them for us, and also spec out the other options exactly how we want it. Typically a very exciting day when they get delivered. As drivers, we don't really know when that is. We just kind of turn up at the yard one day and there will be like 6 or 8 brand spanking new buses sitting there that their ferry drivers have just delivered. Usually an exciting day when they show up, and you know, you get to see the new eye candy rolling through the yard. But each bus will stay on an active route service for a set number of years. Now, I didn't specify a number of years just then because, to be honest with you, the number of years that a bus is in mainline service depends on many factors. It depends on how reliable it is, if it's notorious for breakdowns, if it's in worse condition than other buses of its same age, if it's had multiple engines or not, multiple transmissions or not, how many miles are on it. There's a lot of factors that go into how long a particular bus of ours will stay in mainline service. Right now, the oldest buses we have in mainline service, as in they drive a regular route every single day, are 2009 model buses. We've got a couple of them still working every day. After those, these 2012s are the next oldest that we have. Obviously, right now our youngest are 2024 year models. I believe we have put the order in for the 25 year models that we're getting. Obviously they're not here yet, but I do believe the order is in with Thomas. So that being said, this bus I have heard, now don't write this in stone because it's up for change, but I have heard that this is the last working school year for the 2012s, or at least this one, before they start getting retired into spare service. That's what happens after a bus ages out of mainline service. We have enough younger buses to cover what it was doing, and it's no longer necessary. Then those buses become part of our spare lineup for when your bus has to go in for service, or if you have a newer bus and it gets pulled for a field trip, because we always pull newest ones for field trips, and you go get a spare bus, or your bus breaks, you go get a spare bus. Whatever the case is, our older buses, so right now our spare lineup goes from 2009, the 2009s that are not currently in active service. Our 09s, we don't have any 08s. The two 07s we have are 06s, our 05s, our 04s, our 03s, and the last couple of 02 Bluebirds that we have. The oldest of which typically go to schools to be used as athletic buses. What that basically is our middle school and high school coaches for various sports oftentimes will go get their bus licensing, so that if they have, a game that's, just across the county or something, instead of having to call the bus shop and arrange for a bus and a driver and all this mess, they can just go out there with their team. We'll park the oldest spare buses at the school. They can just go over there, crank one of those up, they have their CDL, they get on, they go across town, and they do what they got to do. So it's helpful for them, it's helpful for us, but they typically, the athletic buses as such, are typically the oldest ones we have. So right now the 02 Bluebirds are the ones that get that job. There's an 03 right there that'll probably get that job soon. I'm gonna park right here behind 07. There's an 04 spare bus right here. Every bus we had up to 02 is a Bluebird. From 03 to 2009 for mainline buses, and then through 2012 for sped buses are international. And then we got tired of their Max Force engine being crap, so in 2012 we started buying Thomases, and this is part of the first batch of Thomases we ever got, this 99. So and now she's getting close to being sent for spare service. So time goes on, but I like it. Honestly, I like the 12s. Anyways, I'll stop waffling on about that. Let's get everything off. 40 on the click, so pretty full load for high schoolers will clock out, and as always do the post-trip and practice, but not actually have to log it. We're down in low idle. Make sure everything's fine. Just let it catch its breath. Bada bing, bada boom. There's our child check, so we'll walk back here. Somebody spilled something sticky again. Dadgummit. Freaking hate when that happens. Deactivate that. Lights flash. We're good to go. The trash can's right freaking here. How do you... I don't even want to touch this. Dude, that's a whole freaking Hershey bar that you didn't eat. That's wasteful. Okay. How do you... No, there's another... I swear these kids confused me. Where was that other thing up here I was looking at? I try not to wait too long to get back there and hit the button, because then the bus starts screaming at you. What is that? Oh, I don't even want to... Is it liquid or is it solid? I'm not touching that. No. I'm not touching that. I might be dumb, I ain't stupid. Alright, give me that. Good grief. I need to have a talk with these kids. It's driving me insane. I tell them all the time. There's trash cans. And I also need to sweep the floor again because somehow I get sand everywhere. Anyway, that's it for this video. If the GoPro's still running, I don't even know if it is. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.